should we move on to the agenda where that you wanted to focus on today, which was thinking about what happens when your attention's like focused on yourself rather than outside. So should I just briefly talk through this bit of a formulation again that we did last week about kind of what happens when you're feeling anxious?
Yeah, that'll help me remember because I've forgotten a bit.
Okay. So the example that we talked through last week was you were walking through town and you heard some laughter. And your immediate thoughts were that the laughter was directed at you, and that people were looking and laughing at you.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah. Okay. And do you want to talk me through then how you're feeling when that happens?
Yeah, I just get really sort of like flustered and my heart really starts beating and all those things on there, like I shake and I can't breathe properly. I just feel really scared, really. Just really, really anxious.
And then you said when you start to feel that way, so when your heart starts racing and you feel really anxious, you tend to kind of keep your head down and focus very much on yourself. You don't kind of just kind of want to get to where you're going and get home and get out of the situation as quickly as possible.
Just keep my head down because I don't want to see any of them laughing at me. I just try and just shut it out, really.
Yeah. So you keep your head down. Okay. So one of the things that we said we would talk about was about your about what kind of happens when you keep your head down and focus attention on yourself a lot, and whether that's a helpful strategy or if there's anything about it that's not so helpful sometimes as well. Is that still okay to go ahead with doing that and think a bit more about that? So I guess one of the things we can try just to begin with, if you'd like to, it's just a bit of an exercise to see what happens when we focus our attention on one particular thing. Is that something that we could try?
Yeah. All right.
Just to see what happens. Okay. It might seem a little odd at first, but if you're happy to go with it, just to see what happens when your attention's focused on one thing. So, just for the next 30 seconds, I want you to try and focus all of your attention on your big toe on your right foot.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that time then, I just wondered if you know what sort of sensations you noticed in your body during that time then.
Just felt really weird. I felt like my foot was going a bit numb, and then I felt like tingling in my toe.
Yeah. No, that's quite common to feel like that. No, that's often what happens. And just out of curiosity, prior to that, when we were talking earlier on this session, have you noticed any of those sort of sensations in your foot or your leg at all?
No, but now I can't stop noticing it now. I'm thinking about it, but yeah, I hadn't noticed it before.
Okay. I was wondering what kind of you make from that when, when your attention was focused on that one thing. What happened?
It made the thing I was focused on felt worse.
Yeah. You could feel it more.
Yeah, I felt just noticed feelings that I wouldn't normally notice.
Okay, so if we try and just relate that to what happens when you're outside and feeling anxious. So we already talked through in the formulation kind of your heart racing very much, and you said about kind of having quite a tight chest as well. And then you said when you look down and you don't look elsewhere, your attention is very much focused on yourself. So thinking about what we just did then, with when your attention was focused on your foot and you felt all those things a lot more, what do you think might happen when you're outside and all your attention's focused on yourself?
Well, I guess if I'm sort of got my head down and I'm just thinking about myself, then it might make me feel worse. Although all that might make me notice all that anxiety.
Yeah, it's certainly a possibility, because just thinking about when your attention's focused on one thing, it does kind of can make those things worse. So that is, that is a possibility. I guess also just thinking about what else happens when you're looking down and you're not able to see anything else that's going on around you. Do you think you're able to kind of be able to see if any of these thoughts are true when your head's down?
So what thoughts are they?
So the thoughts that we were talking about before. So when you walk through town and hear laughing, your automatic thoughts are that it's directed at you and the people looking and laughing at you. So it's making you feel quite anxious, and then you kind of keep your head down, and understandably, you want to get to where you're going as quickly as possible to try and reduce some of that anxiety. But if your head's down and you're not looking at anyone, is there any way that you can see whether this is happening?
I guess sometimes in the past I've had a quick glance and I've seen them looking back at me. So now I just don't want to look, because I just don't want to see them looking back at me. But I guess sometimes I do wonder if it's if I could be mistaken and but I just don't look. So yeah.
Okay. So it just feels quite scary to be able to look. Do you think there could be any advantages of going out and kind of keeping your head up and?
I'd love to be able. I'd love to be able to go out and hold my head up high, and I'd love to be able to do that.
Yeah. That's something like. And so what do you think mainly is preventing you from being able to do that at the moment?
Because I'm scared that everyone's laughing at me and staring at me.
Yeah. It sounds like this kind of vicious circle that's going on, that you've got that fear there, so then you keep your head down and that fear stays there. It's really difficult to shift that. How would you feel about trying to kind of test that out, that fear that people are looking and laughing at you, and trying to, I guess, drop this behaviour a little bit, and so trying to go out and look around as a bit of an experiment? How would that feel?
It's a bit scary, because I know part of me sometimes wonders if I could be mistaken, but it feels scary. But I guess it means I could find out for sure if they were actually looking at me or not, and maybe it could help me break the habit of not holding my head up higher. Yeah. I see where you're going. I see what you mean. But yeah. I don't know. What do you think?
I think looking at this, I think it would be good to try to see how it goes. I mean, one thing we could do is that I could come with you and we could do it together rather than you doing it alone.
Yeah, I think that'd help. That'd make it easier.
Yeah, and we can certainly do that, and we can think about where may be a good place to do it as well.
Yeah.
So, where is it that you normally go where you feel a bit anxious?
Anytime I leave the house, basically. Anytime I go out my front door. But I usually make it about a few metres down the road, and then think someone's laughing at me and then go back home.
So maybe perhaps we could do it just walking down the street?
I don't know about that, because it is still a bit scary, because there's lots of school kids and stuff in it where I live, but I feel a bit safer when I come for appointments here.
Okay.
But I still keep my head down when I'm in the waiting room, because I still think that people might be laughing at me even here. So, but yeah, I reckon I'd feel better doing it here than outside.
Okay. So in the waiting room, is that somewhere perhaps you could try to begin with?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, let's just do it.
Yeah, you can do it. Okay. So before we do it, we can do it in a minute, if you're happy to do that. Is it okay if I just check a few things out with you just before we do it? About kind of what you predict's going to happen and how we can finish it. Is that okay?
Yeah, maybe we need to think about it, because I sort of feel this urge just to do it. Maybe just need to have it. Yeah, alright then.
Okay.
Plan it a bit.
Okay. So I guess thinking about what your thoughts are that people looking and laughing at you, the laughter's directed at you, how much would you say you believe that kind of at the moment?
Well, sometimes I question whether I'm mistaken. So at the moment, it's like, I believe it about 60% when you put it on them rating scales.
Yeah, like 0 to 100.
But at the time, I think 100%.
So at the time it's 100%.
But suddenly when I'm out of it, that's all questioning me.
Okay, and at the moment, so about 60% at the moment, but 100% at the time.
Yeah.
And at the time, how anxious would you say that made you?
Like 80%, because my heart really races.
Yeah. Okay. And how much disruption would you say it's causing to your life at the moment, if using that kind of same scale of 0 to 100?
What do you mean when you say disruption?
Kind of how much is it interfering with your life, like causing a problem with other things that you like to be doing?
Well, I guess like, well, I can't do my own shopping or anything, so I'd say it's about 80%.
About 80%. Okay.
Yeah, it really gets me down.
Yeah. So it's looked like it's causing you quite a lot of anxiety and quite a lot of disruption. So something that you've already said that you really want to work on.
Yeah, I just want to be at home head up high.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not so worried about them laughing at me.
Okay. Well, this sounds like a really good start to doing that. Okay, so what do you expect is going to happen?
I mean, if
we go into the waiting room now and you keep your head up and look around rather than looking down.
I think that everyone's going to be staring at me. Quite busy today as well down there, isn't it?
Yeah, there are a few people in today. Okay. I think
they'll be like whispering or talking about me or laughing about me to the people that they're sat with as well. So I think I'll look at that, I'll see them sort of sniggering about me.
Okay. And how much would you say you believe that on that 0 to 100 scale?
It's like, when I think about it now, it's actually making me feel a bit like, it's somewhere between that 60 and 100 now, because thinking about it's making me think, God, yeah, it could, I don't know, I'm thinking like 80 or something, it might,
Okay. Is that making you feel quite anxious?
Yeah.
It sounds like it is.
It is a bit, just thinking they're going to be looking at me.
Yeah. What would you rate your life anxiety?
I'd say it's just about 60 now.
Okay. So, how would you how would you kind of recognise when lots of people were looking, laughing, whispering about you? What would they be doing?
If they were talking about me, I think I see them looking at me, and then I'll see them say something to the friend and laugh, and then look at me again.
Okay.
So,
so that's that sort of pattern. So looking, whispering, laughing,
and
then looking again. So that's what would
know they were talking about me.
Then you'd know. Okay. And say if that was to happen, how do you think you would be able to cope with that? How would you deal with that?
So I feel like it confirmed my fears. I don't know, I could just walk out of the waiting room.
Okay.
I could just get out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Come back in here.
Yeah.
Put back in here. So kind
Yeah,
of
we could
worst
just
case
go back out,
scenario.
couldn't we? Yeah, if it was as bad as I was worried, then we could just go, couldn't we?
Yeah. Yeah. And just come
Yeah,
straight
so
back
it'll be
up
alright,
here.
won't it?
Yeah. If you walk out, I'll come out.
Yeah.
Out again and come back up here.
That makes me
If
feel a
that's
bit better about doing
confirmed.
it, because I was a bit scared that what if it does confirm my fears, I'm stuck there. But yeah, if we can just walk out, I'll feel a bit better about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So should we go and do it?
So where have I got to look? Have I got to, I've got to go down there and I've just got to look, I've got to like not hold, I've just got to not look down basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not necessarily kind of staring at one thing, but just having your attention just kind of around, taking in kind of other things that are going on in the room. So rather than, so even though, so you kind of look at what you say, but rather than still thinking about yourself or feelings, just trying to take in kind of other things that are going on.
Just like look around the room and stuff and yeah, okay.
Would that feel okay?
Yeah, I think
to
I do that.
And kind of notice other things that are in the room.
Like stuff that's in there and
Yeah. You can notice this.
posters and
Yes.
people and
Yeah, things that are on the wall, maybe different noises you can hear. Things
yeah.
like that.
So instead of doing all that, just thought,
Yeah.
I'll give that a try.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do it
Should
together
we do-
now?
Alright, then let's just do it.
Okay.
I can't believe it. Nobody was looking at me. I can't believe it.
It was quite busy as well,
It was
wasn't
quite
it?
busy. Nobody was just, everyone was just minding their own business. God, I can't believe it. Nobody just, got nothing to really to be scared. I don't know. I've been worried all this time about it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's different here or something. But it's nobody was looking.
Yeah. That's really good. So, how are you feeling about that?
Relieved.
Mm.
Yeah, relieved and good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel happier. I feel a bit better in myself. Like I've had a glass of champagne or something.
Real boost.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So if we go back to kind of what your predictions were before, so your predictions were that everyone will be staring at me, whispering, laughing. And that was about 80% just before you went in. So how much is that belief now?
In that room, not, because nobody did it. I said 0%.
And what's your anxiety like now?
It's not. I'm just relieved. I've got maybe it's just a little bit because my heart was racing, so that's still there.
Yeah.
It's like maybe 10% now.
So it's really reduced. So I guess at the beginning your thoughts were still the same, and you're feeling anxious, just as you always you normally do when you're thinking about going out or doing anything. But rather than doing this behaviour here, I guess the thing that was different was that you kind of held your head up. And what else did you do?
I wasn't just like focusing and thinking about myself. I was just like looking around. I looked to see what the other people were doing, and I looked at the post on the wall, and just actually opened my eyes and looked around for a change.
Yeah.
I don't normally do that.
Yeah, it's quite different to what you normally do. So in doing that, just by holding your head up and looking around, you actually found that some of these things didn't happen that you were expecting to.
Just looked bored and doing their own thing and minding their own business. They weren't interested in me really.
So no one was interested in me.
No. just minding their own business.
Sorry about my terrible handwriting. And so that made you feel quite, you just said quite kind of, feel quite good, like you'd had a glass of champagne. Nice feeling.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, you did it.
Thank you for helping me.
Well, it was you that did.
It was scary. Yeah.
And sometimes, I guess, things like this can be really, really scary because it's facing some of the things that we really don't want to face. And it sounds like it's been helpful in thinking about some of the worries that you had. I noticed one of the things when you came back into the room you said is that it was great, but maybe it's just because it was here and you know, it might not happen.
Maybe the people in here I don't know, maybe it's different because people in here have got problems like me, and maybe I don't know, maybe the people outside on the street are worse than them and more likely to laugh at me, I don't know.
Is there anything you can think that you may be able to do to kind of test that out in the way you have today?
Well, I guess next time I go out, just look around and say, put my head down. I guess, I could try it. Yeah?
You feel like you could try that?
Well, I guess because like we talked today, if it is bad, then I'll just go in again. If I, could just go. It's only 2 meters out my door. I could just, if it was bad. So,
if the worst, if it was confirmed, if that was the worst case scenario, I guess, isn't it? That is.
I guess I've got nothing to lose if I just give it a go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Is that something we could think about as a kind of task between sessions for next week?
Yeah, sure.
Something to try and see how that goes, just in exactly the same way as you did today, and kind of keeping your head up and looking at things that are
noticing the things around me.
Yeah. When do you think you might be able to try it out?
I could try it. I'm going out tomorrow with my support worker, but I normally, because I don't think I've really registered on my own yet, so when I go with him, because he takes me shopping, I'll do it then.
And see if you get the same response you did today. If it's similar with now. Brilliant. Sounds like something you can do between sessions then. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's alright. Cheers.